What are your sales like right now? Could they be better? Optimizing your product listing will drastically increase your click-through rate and your conversion rate. In other words, your sales. Welcome to AMZ Unlocked. I am Kimberly Locke, and this is where we will inspire, empower, and educate you on all things Amazon. And today we are focused on listing optimization to improve your click-through rate and your conversion rate. But make sure you stay with me to the end, because I have got a bonus for you that is going to make your listing optimization so much easier. So don't go away. Stick with me to the end to get that special bonus. In the meantime, let's dive in. So why is listing optimization so important to Amazon sellers? It's pretty simple. If you optimize your listing fully, you're going to get more sales. Customers do not typically go very far beyond page 1 of their search results. So you want to make sure that you are fully optimized to get that click and to get that conversion once they actually land on your product listing. So what are the factors that contribute to your click-through rate and your conversion rate that you can optimize your listing for? When we're talking about your click-through rate, we're talking about what gets a customer to actually click on your listing when they see it on a page in Amazon of the search engine results. The things that are going to mainly impact if they decide to click on your listing or not to look at it further are the hero image, your reviews, your title, and your price. Once they land on your page though, once they've made that click, we want to convert them and get the sale. So what makes a difference in the conversion rate? Once they've landed on your page, the conversion rate is impacted by the rest of the images, all of your listing images, your title in more detail, your bullets, your description, and your A+ content all make a difference on getting that sale to actually go through and getting the customer to add your product to their cart. It's very important when you're optimizing your listing that you remain compliant with Amazon's terms of service so you don't get your listing suspended or suppressed. Some of the things that can violate their terms of service include using special characters or emojis or symbols in your title, your bullets, or your product description. Make sure that your images comply with the Amazon terms of service for the image guidelines. Make sure there's nothing offensive or obscene in any of your images. Make sure that your listing doesn't have any alternate ordering information. Amazon wants to keep their customers on the Amazon platform, so you don't want to try and direct them off of the Amazon platform within your listing by providing them with different URLs or email addresses. You also can't include any reviews or quotations or testimonials as part of your listing or your A+ content. Okay, let's talk about terms of service. As we're looking at the search results page for whiskey glasses, Amazon has certain rules that you have to make sure that you comply with for your listing. And when it comes to your hero image, your main image that's shown on a search results page, they want the product to fill at least 85% of the image, and that's just good practice to help with your click-through rate anyway. They also want you to have a certain number of pixels on the longest side. They recommend 1600 pixels. A minimum of 1000 by 1000 pixels is what you should use, and I would recommend 2000 by 2000 if at all possible, so you get the best quality. That way when people are looking at your listing, they can scroll over it and zoom in, and the zoom quality is really very good. But Amazon does require a minimum of 1600 pixels on the longest side for their current terms of service at the time of recording. They also have some particular requirements if you have models that are children or babies in them, if they're wearing certain clothing. So you need to make sure if that's your product that you're checking the terms of service. They don't want any logos or trademarks that are Amazon related. You can't use their logos or trademarks in your images. You can't say Amazon or Prime or Alexa or use the smile design. Those are all protected. And you also can't include any badges. Any badges that are placed need to be placed by Amazon. So you can't be putting in that you're Amazon's choice or anything like that. You also can't put a badge across there that says bestseller or top seller. That is against terms of service. Now they do want your background image, the background of your hero image to be pure white, and that's just going to help your product stand off the page. And in most cases, that's what most of the products will do. You'll see on this page there are some people who aren't doing that. You can get away with that just depending, but that will tend to be something that can get your listing shut down if you are doing it and get reported. Now your products also need to be actual photographs of the product. They shouldn't be graphics or illustrations or mock-ups. And you need to make sure that you're not putting any accessories or props that could confuse the customer. You know, kind of rule of thumb, whatever's in your image needs to be included in your packaging. But you know, in this instance, you know, I think it's pretty obvious that no one's going to be getting actual whiskey in their whiskey glass, so you can get by with that. So that's not necessarily going to confuse the customer. You also can't use multiple views of the product, and so this first listing is actually in violation because it is showing two different views of the product within the single image. And they also want you to show the product outside of the packaging. So if you show, like here, they're showing it in the packaging, but they're also showing it outside the packaging. So that is maintaining its compliance with terms of service. So bottom line, make sure you check the Amazon terms of service before you post your photos or before you even talk to a photographer, especially if they're not someone who has done product photography for Amazon in the past. There's a few other things that are important to remember when it comes to terms of service when it comes to your title. Now you want to make sure that you're, just for best practices, that your title's concise. Amazon allows you, depending on your category, a different set of number of characters that you can use, but only 75 characters are going to show in mobile view. And since most people, there's over 50% of sales on Amazon do occur on a mobile phone, you want to make sure that you are optimizing your listing for mobile use as well. Now, you are not meant to use all capitals. You are supposed to capitalize the first letter of each word unless it is a preposition like in or over, or a conjunction like and, or you know, the articles a, an, and the. Those type of things you don't have to capitalize. They'll want you to use numerals instead of writing out the word. And that just makes the most sense because you have a limited amount of space. I think anyone would do that automatically just to save the space. And again, they don't want you using special characters. You need to make sure that you're giving just the most important information, nothing more. And you can't say certain things like bestseller, and they don't want you using unnecessary punctuation, but you can use things like a hyphen or a comma or an ampersand. That type of thing is perfectly okay. And they don't recommend, I mean, they actually say in their terms of service, don't include your merchant name in your title, although we see that happening a lot. And I know a lot of people, supposed gurus in the past, have argued, oh, you should put your brand name at the very beginning. Well, honestly, no one is going to most likely know your brand name. So no one's going to be looking for it. So you're wasting that space at the beginning of your title, putting in a brand name that no one knows. You can put that brand name in your listing in other places, in bullet points, in your description, and get optimized for it if someone does actually go out and search for your product by brand name. I have actually come across, just trying to find my listing quickly, I typed in my brand name, and my brand name and a product I didn't sell was actually listed there. And I'm like, oh, people are searching for this. It actually came up in the auto suggest on Amazon. So you can still get found if people are putting in your brand name. You don't have to put it in your title though. You're wasting space doing that. So don't do that. Now I use a tool called ZonGuru to help me learn about the different listings when I'm looking at my competitors. So I'll show this to you now. This is the ZonGuru Chrome extension. It's absolutely fantastic. So I'll give it a quick refresh here. So it shows you a lot of valuable information really concisely, and it's a super powerful tool. So as you can see here, we've got a niche score of 62%, which is a really good niche score. So we've got buyer demand, competition opportunity, investment sweet spot, and revenue potential. So it's taking a look at how much this product is being searched for in buyer demand. So we've got a really huge search volume for whiskey glasses of over 78,000 individual searches per month. The competition opportunity is low at 33%, and that's not a good score. That means the competition is really good. So your opportunity is low at 33% to break into this niche with this keyword. The investment sweet spot is 40%, which again is low, which is not a good sign, which is designated here by your launch budget. So this is a figure that tells you how much you need to invest to have 3 months worth of inventory. Now that doesn't include any of your shipping charges or transportation charges. This is just based off of 3 months of inventory to launch your product based on 30% of the average sales of the page. It's going based on the fact that to purchase this product should be 30% of what's being charged. Then your revenue potential is quite high at 85% because the average revenue of the sellers on page 1 is $56,000. And actually there's quite a few making quite a bit more than that, as we'll take a look. But I really like this when I'm using doing my product research to suss out the strength of the listings of the products on page 1. And I'll show you that. So right here, this LS is the listing strength, and I can actually sort this by listing strength. And you can see here 9.5. This is a score out of 10. So 9.5 is incredibly high. So they are the highest scored listing based on the criteria for this. Now that doesn't mean they're fully optimized the best for keywords, but that's taking into account some other things, images, and using their bullet points and using A+ content and that type of thing. And if you look at their monthly revenue, it's over $250,000. That's a monthly figure, guys. That's a lot of whiskey glasses they are selling. Then we've got, another one here. We can also sort this by revenue, but as you can see here, you've got some really good listings. So I always want to look for niches that have listings that on page 1, they're not doing so well. Most of them are doing, below 6. And there's a whole lot here that are doing a pretty good job with their listing score. And you can see their revenue is fairly commensurate with the strength of their listing. So let's take a look. Let's sort this by revenue. And yeah, $264,000 a month for this Canars old-fashioned whiskey glass. 252, 250, 270. So that's some serious money being made here. Now I can also reverse this and see, there's some here that aren't doing, and yeah, not many not doing anything at all. So 3,000, 6,000, 8,000, and then 10 and up. So even some of the ones that aren't really great listings, like this Snoot that we're going to take a look at a little bit closer, they're still doing 13,000 with a pretty not so great listing. So they must be doing something right, and we'll be taking a look at that one this week and next week when we look at the keywords. So make sure you come back next week to see that as well. So let's dive into the listings. All right, so before we dive into how we can improve the click-through rate and the conversion rate on some different listings examples, I just wanted to ask you, if you are getting value out of this, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell to get notified of future videos just like this one. Now I have selected whiskey glasses as an example product on our search results page, as you can see here. And we're not going to look at this top ad, this product collection, but let's scroll down and take a look at the first 4. So you can see this second one, the Gottinger old-fashioned whiskey glasses. That is doing a really good job when we're looking at the hero image. It is really taking up the full space with the product image. And so the things that are really going to impact that click-through rate, or if someone's going to click on your listing once they found it on a search results page like this one, the first thing is going to be the photo. The second one I would say would be your reviews, your price, and then your title. So the title may or may not get read as much here as it will on the full listing page, but we are still going to take a look at it. And we want it to be super readable. We don't want it to be stuffed full of keywords. We don't want it to be difficult to read and understand. So this one is doing a pretty good job, I think. As we scroll down, there's some good images here. This one though, this Glencairn whiskey glass set of 2 in a twin gift carton. Now that's a really nice, succinct title. I like that a lot, but they're really wasting a lot of space in this image. They have all of this space up here that is completely wasted, and the box being black, you really can't see much detail. So that I think was a wasted effort in putting the packaging in the image. Now you can see the other images in this row all have packaging, and I think they've done a much better job. This first one has done a good job of showing the box and showing how pretty it is and that it's a very giftable item. This fourth one over here, another really pretty box. This third one, yeah, not too bad. The box, you could leave it out as far as I'm concerned. There's nothing really unique or special about it, especially when you compare it to the first and the fourth listing on this row. So as we continue to scroll down, we've got a video ad. We're going to look mostly just at the listings here, although they are doing a good job in this ad of demonstrating exactly what is in the package, and that's a really nice put together ad. But again, here we've got this image, the whiskey glass set of 2 old-fashioned glasses, 11-ounce crystal, whiskey glasses, scotch glasses, for men, bourbon glasses. That is a horrible title. I mean, that really is a horrible, horrible title. I do not like it at all. It has said whiskey glasses multiple times. It has said glasses, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in just this short little bit here. They're not taking up the full real estate of the image with the photo. You know, they've done a nice job of having it tilted, but yeah, that's really about it. This glass, this Kit Nat's old-fashioned whiskey glasses, that's not bad. 10-ounce rock glasses, set of 4, gift box, barware for bourbon, scotch, rum glasses. That's not bad. You know, that's a pretty decent title. I don't tend to like to put the brand name in a title. I think it's wasting the space that you have available. So I've never heard of Kit Nats, and I'm sure most people haven't either. So it's not necessarily something people are going to go looking for. You can optimize your listing so your listing shows in search results if someone is searching for your brand name, but I wouldn't waste the space in the title. But they've done a good job with their photo. It's a very unique shaped glass, and I think they've done a good job of detailing that. Might have been a little bit better if maybe they'd shown 2 glasses next to each other instead of the 4 kind of stacked like that. That doesn't look like it was actual product placement. That does look like it's a photographic effect to me. Here's another one that's done a good job of showing just 100%, this is your glass. This is what it looks like. Very plain title, rock heavy tumbler clear, 250 mils. Tells you what you need to do, but I think they could probably improve on that one quite a bit. This image is not compliant with terms of service. It doesn't have the stark white background. That doesn't mean that they're not getting away with it, but it also is not really serving as helping them show the best, the product in its best light. Everything's dark. So I think in this product, that white background really helps your image, your product pop in your image. Like here, now this Venero, this is, I will give it away, this is the top listing on the page. It is the best listing as far as listing score goes. They are nailing their listing, and they've done a really good job with this image. This tells you exactly what it is, and I love the way they have shown the packaging and how giftable and pretty it looks by putting it just behind the glass, behind the clear part. I think that is super, super clever. I really, really like that. And the way they're showing the image, you know, compared to the other glass that I think was basically the same glass, night and day. I mean, they're taking up a lot more of the space with just the glass, and you can really see the detail and how unique the shape of the glass is. So well done to them. That looks fantastic. All right, so that is just about the bottom of our page. There's a few others here, nothing really jumping out. That's a really poorly done one with 4 glasses and a big brown box. That's not very well done at all. Yeah, there's, you know, a few good ones here, but I think we've seen some of the best ones so far and a few of the worst ones as well. So let's take a look at some actual listings now. All right, so let's take a look. We're on the Venero listing, and as we pointed out on the search results page, their listing was really very good. They had an incredibly good listing score. Their hero image looks amazing, and when you bring it up full on their actual listing page, it looks even better at full size. So let's take a look first at their listing images. So looks like they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they're using all 7 spots. So let's take a look. Their second one, that's a really nice one. That's a really nice way of showing the product in the box. They've got a little ribbon showing how giftable it is. And I like the fact that this ribbon is gold. So this could work for any kind of gift, anniversary, birthday, wedding, and Christmas. So it's really a multi-purpose image there with that little bit of ribbon communicating a lot really well. Their second image, that's really a nice image with the black background, the shiny surface showing the glass. Now this one I think is a little bit, you know, redundant with the third image, so I don't know what the point of that one is. And then again here, so you've got 3 images that are about the same. So, I mean, yeah, these guys are selling a lot. You know, they're selling over 239,000 a month, but, you know, their images, they could have put some lifestyle images or an infographic in here. You know, I like to have an infographic typically as my second image. A gift, you know, for this product being a giftable item, I could see doing that. So, you know, second, third image, yeah, but I think an infographic would have been really good to point out the benefits of their glass other than just the look. Yeah, that's a striking image, but you've got 2 more that are pretty much the same. And then you've got a single one. So again, it just really very redundant use of images here, and just one lifestyle image that's not really communicating a lot. The human psyche really resonates with seeing a face. And I think they could have very easily put a model in holding the glass, you know, smiling, a couple of people having a good time. That could have really resonated and made a much bigger impact. So yeah, good listing, good product, but their images definitely have room for improvement. Although the quality of all of the images is really good, just the content of the images could definitely be better. Now, let's take a look at their title in a little bit more detail. So again, we've got their brand name, which I think I've explained, I think is an absolute waste of space. But then it says Crystal Whiskey Glasses, set of 4 rocks glasses in satin-lined gift box. That's well written. If that's all you see, that's telling you a pretty good bit of detail. That would work well on mobile. Then it goes on to say 10-ounce old-fashioned low ball, bar tumblers for drinking bourbon, scotch, whiskey, cocktails, cognac. That is all very well written. It has some really good keywords in it. But but it's not keyword stuffed. I think that's really very readable. I think that is a really well done title. I just would have taken the brand name out. I don't think it's necessarily needed there. So let's take a look at the bullet points. Now, it is technically against terms of service to have the little tick marks and to have the all caps in there, but we see listings doing it all day long. So, you know, it's up to you. It is technically against terms of service, but I do like doing it, at least for the first line, because it can, you know, I don't know about you, but I don't read all of the bullet points. You know, I might get in detail if it's a technical product, but, you know, I want to be able to just skim this. And I think that's how most people treat bullet points. So if you can communicate it really quickly and easily across the first sentence of your bullet points, I think that goes a long way in communicating what you need to your customer. So packaged, ready for gifting in satin lined presentation box. Boom. That's really all anyone wants to know about that. Crafted from the finest quality crystal. Thick sides and base. Retain your drink's temperature. Add some elegance to your dining table and some wow factor at parties. And try them risk-free with our satisfaction guarantee and lifetime warranty. So, yeah, they've communicated some benefits. You know, it's fine crystal, thick sides. You know, they're reaching into the emotion. Add some elegance and wow factor. You know, so I think they've done a pretty good job with the bullets. I'm not going to dive in and read each little bullet point, but yeah, I think they're all well written. They don't keyword stuff them, repeating things multiple times. You really only need to put keywords in your listing one time and Amazon will recognize it. So you really need to focus here on speaking to your customer. Now let's scroll down and see about their A+ content if they have any. So they do. Their product description is A+ content. They don't have a brand story, which is disappointing. But these are some really good images. So, you know, I think some of these, well, that's really all they have. They don't have many. This one, you know, could have been a nice lifestyle image up in their product images at the top. This could have served them well up at the top in their actual listing images, in addition to being in their A+ content. Now, again, they don't have a single infographic anywhere, and I think infographics are really powerful, and I think they could definitely benefit from having some, or at least a comparison chart. You know, the comparison charts like this is actually Amazon doing it. This is comparing it to other companies, but in the A+ content, there is a way you can put a table that compares, and you could compare your own products and how the products differ that you offer in your catalog, and potentially get a bundle of sales. You know, maybe people buying 2 different complementary items. So let's take a look at another listing that does another really good job. This is Canars, and this is doing $249,000 a month in sales. And again, it's a good hero image. Their second image shows the packaging and how it's going to look when you open it, so that's fine. They've got some other detail here. This one, I think it's not really highlighting the product as much as this one is. The product is taking up more of the real estate, so I think this is a better image there. And this one, you're really not seeing that much detail in it. I'm not a fan of this image. This one's okay, take it or leave it. So again, they've missed, I think, some opportunities for some much better photos to really showcase the benefits and qualities of their product. Their title, again, not too bad, nice and brief and succinct, and tells you exactly what you're looking at. Again, their bullet points, you know, hitting the points and just popping them out with that all caps. But what I really wanted to show you here was their A+ content. Now, they have a brand story as part of their A+ content, which is an amazing opportunity to really talk about your brand and talk to your customer avatar. So they've got a link here to their store. You can see some of their other products that they offer. Some really great lifestyle images. Again, another opportunity to visit their store and showing more products that they offer. More lifestyle images. You know, they could have put in a little bit more information about the brand, but they do have a little blurb there. So that is really nice. I think that's a pretty good job on brand story. But this listing has the comparison chart that I was talking about. So you can see here, they've got the different types of whiskey glasses in different sets, and they're showing them there and showing you the different details about them. So, and you can click on any of those and go to those styles. So they're different styles of the whiskey glasses. So that's a really good job. So we've looked at two great listings. Let's take a look at a not so great listing quickly, and then we can wrap this up. Now, this is the Snoot Old Fashioned Crystal Whiskey Glasses, set of 2, bourbon glasses, Scotch glass, lowball, tumbler, heavy base, rock glasses for bourbon. That is a horrible title. I just don't even want to read all of it. That's really, really bad. And I think their image is not so great either. So this was their hero image. The packaging is unique. That's kind of cool. But look how tiny the glass looks. You know, they could have that package in the back at a distance and really showcase that glass much better. That, again, is very dark, doesn't do a whole lot for me. I see more of the brand of whiskey, which is obviously not going to come with this product, so that doesn't do much for me. A lifestyle image, that's fantastic, but why is this fire burning over in this corner? That doesn't, you know, that would, I would think, would serve better in the background. This looks like it was probably done in the seller's backyard, to be perfectly honest. It's not the greatest setting. Again, here, there's too much other stuff going on in this image for me to really see and appreciate the product. This one's not bad, but again, I think I would have put it a little bit more offset than the bottle of whiskey in the background, and again, taken up more of the space. And if you see down here in the little thumbnails, they're not even taking up all of the available space. They've got the white at the top and the bottom. So they've cropped this photo and it doesn't actually fit within the size parameters that Amazon wants you to use. Another not so great lifestyle image. And this infographic, I don't understand why I want an extra sharp rim. Doesn't make any sense to me. Don't know much about it. Doesn't really match up. I don't know what those arrows are for. Yeah, so really poor photos, really poor title. Bullet points, okay. A+ content. Oh, they've got brand story. All right. They've got some other products that they're showing. That's fine. No link in that though. So that's a missed opportunity, I think. And that's it. So they could definitely put some more panels into their brand story. Again, this is not something they've done for that. And this is their whole product description. So they're brand registered, otherwise they wouldn't have the brand story, but they have no A+ content. So that is a significantly missed opportunity. So this is a big lesson in what not to do in a listing. So I hope you see that there are some really easy ways with great images, effective copy, and great content and graphics that you can really increase your click-through rates and your conversion rates, which is going to result in a better bottom line. Be sure to check out part 2 of this 2-part series next week when we do a deep dive into keywords and how you can optimize your listing for the best and most relevant keywords. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and share. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified of upcoming videos, like this one that I picked especially for you.